Hello everybody, my name is RetroBoy03, and welcome to this rebuild mock I've created of the LEGO Ninjago movie set, Ninjago City Chase. And this set is what I'm calling the Marketplace Mystery, so without further ado, let's just get into it. And I'll just go through this model piece by piece, because really my idea here was less to create one big model and more to create a number of small vignettes that you could just sprinkle around your Ninjago City. Like, even if you already have the Ninjago City Chase and you like that build, you could just buy another one and just build these builds. That was kind of my idea here, so this is honestly probably one of my favorite rebuild mocks. But anyway, starting off here at the front, we just have this very simple gateway to this marketplace, and it's very simple. Uses just some slope pieces. Down on the ground there's a tile, and yes, I know that this Ninjago language piece is used sideways. I know, but unfortunately there really wasn't any other way to attach that, and I needed some sort of sign, so I mean, I don't care about the Ninjago language. Like, if you really do, then you could just leave that off, but personally I think it's still a cool detail, even if it does make no sense. Next up here we have this little ninja jetpack for Nia, and there is actually a couple of features involving this. But I think it looks alright. I kind of like how on the back the string sort of forms like a little cord for a bit of detail on the back, and I don't know, I think it looks pretty nice. And then obviously we do have this rope coming off the back, which again could be used for some features. One of which is pretty simple, is that you could just attach a figure, say Lloyd, to the back of it and drag him along. I mean, heck, with how many hinges or how many bars are on this, you could attach quite a number of figures to the jetpack, but we'll get back to that in a minute. The next build we'll be taking a look at is this little trailer stand for the vendor Ham, and as you can see, he has this sign that reads shop, as well as a sign for the fact that he's mainly selling some fresh fruit, specifically some apples and some cherries. But he also has a can of soda. You can see here is the little hitch, so obviously if you had a vehicle to attach this to, you would probably pull that up so it's no longer attached to the vehicle, and that this is no longer on the ground. But obviously there weren't pieces in the set to create a vehicle to attach this to, but you can see on the back we just have a couple of lights. And then here we have Ham's cell phone, as well as just a little hammer he has for fixing up the vehicle. Just has two wheels, and if you're curious, the whole mystery here is that simply someone has stolen all of Ham's monies, his single $100 note, or just 100 blank note, since obviously not everywhere in the world uses $100 bills. Yeah, I really wonder who could have stolen it. Man, there's no real feature here, so we can just move along. Pretty nice build, though. This is probably my favorite part of this whole model, although there are actually, again, I really like everything here. I mean, even these are pretty alright. These are literally just a couple of the simplest police barriers ever. Literally just two pieces, and it is actually two different pieces, because I really just built these at the very end when I had pretty much nothing else to work with. So, yeah, police barriers. Next up here we have this little fish cart driven by a completely normal citizen with nothing suspicious about him. You can see that in the cart there's just a couple of fish resting on a couple of clear pieces supposed to represent ice. This is just such a simple build. I actually really like this, obviously since I created it, but anyway, you can see we have just this little sign propped up on a clip. Just a single wheel, and hey, what's that? Well, so obviously, I mean, this guy's the Shark Army thug. We all know he revealed the money. I mean, he stole the money, but in order to reveal it, what we need to do is take either of our ninja. I'll use Nia, and, well, you don't need a ninja. You could really just use your finger, but I think it works better for the story if you use a ninja. Then you just grab onto the bottom of the cart and push on this extruding black tile, and that will just, if it'll work, well, the idea is that it'll just blow off that section, the barrel with the fish in it, revealing the money, but obviously it didn't work so well the first time, so let's try again. There we go. That's sort of more how it's supposed to work, so, You knock it off and fish and ice explode everywhere, ruining everyone's day, because who wants to be covered in fish juice? Anyway, so yes, that's that. I can just get it attached back on so we can move along. Okay, great, now it's going to fall over, so I'm not even going to try to set it back up again. I'm just going to move along to our second to last build, and basically the idea here is I'm not going to grab the Shark Army guide because I don't want us to actually mess up the card, but the idea is that after his plan failed, he would go to plan B, which just involves this very simply designed laser cannon. And the feature here is just so simple. You just take the rope attached to the pack, you just attach it onto the back of this gun, and then you just fly off and you pull the gun off. That's really all there is. Just a couple pieces for this little base. Nothing attaches the gun. It just sits in here. And that's all. Pretty simplistic, if I can words. And that's actually the last thing we need this jetpack for in the sets. Now we can move on to the very last build, which is actually the very first build I created for this mock. It is this sort of police station. Or more accurately, just this little facade of a police station, because obviously there's no interior, like, at all. I'll turn it around and you can see everything I was able to squeeze into the inside of this. It's not much. But yeah, you can see that for the outside, at least, it looks pretty good, and obviously if you had some other police stuff from City, or even just the police vehicle that comes in the standard version of this set, if you get 2 of this set, then you could just put that behind here, and I'm not sure, but I believe there's enough room to fit that vehicle through this archway. I mean, if you have 2 of that set, 2 of this set, you can verify that for me, but I believe that would work. Not positive, though. But anyway, you can see we have a couple of lampposts, which look nice with a bit of gold there. You also have a blue light and a red light. Then up here on top for the sign, you just have the word police, as well as above that you have police again. Don't know why you need it twice unless these are the police. And you just also have a couple of lights. And then up here you just have a couple of bar designs, I guess, for no reason. And you just have the police badge a couple of times, because those stickers existed in the set and I wanted to use them. And turning this around, literally all you have is just a couple of clips. So here I've attached a pair of handcuffs. You could attach something else on the other side. That's all this build is. Nothing more, nothing less, just a little facade. But yeah, obviously again, if you have other stuff to use with this, you could use other stuff with this, and that's really the whole point of this and of everything here. I mean, like, this could stand on its own as its own scene, but I didn't really design it to be like that. My idea with this was just to create some ideas for just some other stuff you could do with the parts that you already have in this set to sort of expand on a scene you have. Because obviously if you get 2 of this set, this just helps to expand out the scene. And if you only get 1 of this set, this sort of works as a nice alternate build, in my opinion, and probably one of the best I've created. Because while the official version of the set comes with some really nice stuff, this version just includes an absolute ton of stuff you could really use to expand out your battle. Like, say if you have this set and then just maybe a couple of the ninja mechs or a couple of the Shark Army vehicles, this stuff could work really well to sort of create a bit more of a scene. So you don't just have a couple of mechs and then you just have a big police vehicle and just a marketplace and some lights. I think that this does definitely help to create some other stuff to have going on at the same time. With the 2 villain builds, you have some other stuff for all of your extra goons to be doing that aren't in your Shark Army vehicles. So, yeah. Would I recommend building this? I would say so. I mean, obviously I designed it, so I'm predisposed to like it, but honestly, again, this is probably one of my favorite builds I've made. Some of the builds I've made for mocks I haven't liked that much, and therefore I've taken them apart without showing them on the channel. Actually, that's a lot of mocks. I only show my absolute favorites on this channel. Well, either my favorites or the ones that I don't like that much, but I just kind of, I've put so much effort into them that I really I couldn't resist not showing them, because I've put so much time and effort into them that even if they didn't turn out well, I still want to show off my efforts. But enough about that. Yeah, I'd say this is a good thing. I would definitely recommend building it, trying it for yourself, since honestly, like, I'll be posting the instructions, I don't know when. I mean, because again, I have a pretty big backlog on mocks to show instructions for and review, so I don't know when this will be out. The instructions, I mean, obviously, but, yeah. When I do release them, I would definitely recommend building this model for yourself, just to try it out and see if you like it. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see all of you in my next video. Farewell.